Hello friends, welcome to the third part of chapter number 1, Matter in Our Surroundings of grade 9th. Friends, in the previous video, we discussed up to properties of three states of matter, that is solids, liquids and gases. Now today, we will discuss about how matter change its state. We all know from our observation that water exists in three states of matter, that is solid as ice, liquid as water and gas as water vapor. Now how ice converts into liquid water or how water can be converted into ice. Similarly, one more question arises, how water can be converted into vapor form or how we can convert vapor again into water. What happens inside the matter during this change of state? What happens to the particles of matter during the change of states? So these changes happens because of following two factors. Number 1, effect of change of temperature, and number 2, effect of change of pressure. So today we will discuss how change in temperature or change in pressure changes the state of matter. Let us first understand effect of change of temperature. In order to understand this, we will perform a simple activity. We have to take about 150 gram of ice in a beaker and suspend a laboratory thermometer so that its bulb is in contact with the ice. As you can see in this figure, we have taken a beaker full of ice, about 150 grams, and also we have taken a thermometer whose bulb is in contact with the surface of ice. Now start heating the beaker on a low flame. Note the temperature when the ice starts melting. Also note the temperature when all the ice has converted into water. Record your observations for this conversion of solid to liquid state. Now once the ice has converted into liquid water, we have to put a glass rod in the beaker and heat it while stirring till the water starts boiling. So as you can see in this diagram, once ice has completely melted into liquid form, we will put a glass stirrer and we will start heating this beaker. Now keep a careful eye on the thermometer reading till most of the water has vaporized. Record your observations for the conversion of water in the liquid state to the gaseous state. So let us understand this more clearly by performing an activity. First, we will heat 150 gram ice in a beaker at low flame. Initially, the temperature of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. After 3 or 4 minutes, you will observe that the temperature remains same, that is 0 degrees Celsius. Even when ice starts melting at this temperature and converts into water, the temperature remains the same. Now, once ice has completely molten, we will start boiling it and observe the temperature. As soon as the temperature reaches to 100 degrees Celsius, the water will start boiling and will convert into vapor form. Again, the temperature remains same, that is 100 degrees Celsius. Even when water has started converting into vapor, the temperature remains constant, that is 100 degrees Celsius. So from this activity, we can suggest that on increasing the temperature of solids, the kinetic energy of particles also increases, due to which the particles start vibrating with greater speed. The energy supplied by heat overcomes the force of attraction between the particles. These particles leave their fixed positions and start moving more freely. A stage is reached when the solid melts and is converted into a liquid. This temperature at which a solid melts to become a liquid at the atmospheric pressure is called its melting point. So the melting point of a solid is an indication of the strength of force of attraction between its particles. Here, the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 273.15 Kelvin. Also, the process of melting, that is, change of solid state into liquid state, is known as fusion. Here, when a solid melts, its temperature remains the same. So where does the heat energy go? Actually, this heat energy was absorbed by the system of ice to convert its state from solid to liquid. We can say that this heat got hidden up in the system. So, such heat is also called latent heat. So this hidden heat is known as latent heat. The word latent means hidden. From this, we get a definition of latent heat of fusion. That is, the amount of heat energy that is required to change 1 kg of solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure at its melting point. So particles of water at 0 degrees Celsius will gain this extra energy as latent heat and will have more energy compared to the particles in ice at same temperature. Also, when we supply heat energy to water, particle starts moving even faster. At a certain temperature, a point is reached when the particles have enough energy to break free from the forces of attraction between each other. At this temperature, the liquid starts changing into gas. So, the temperature at which a liquid starts boiling at the atmospheric pressure is known as its boiling point. We have seen in above activity, in case of water, this temperature is 373 Kelvin, or we can say 100 degrees Celsius. See, boiling is a bulk phenomena where particles from the bulk of liquid gain enough energy to change into vapor state. So from this, now we can understand definition of latent heat of vaporization. That is, the amount of heat energy which is required to change 1 kg of liquid into a gaseous state at atmospheric pressure at its boiling point. Now we can say particles in steam, that is water vapor, at 100 degrees Celsius have more energy compared to the particles of water at same temperature. This is because particles in steam have absorbed extra energy in the form of latent heat of vaporization. So from all these things, we infer that the state of matter can be changed into another state by changing its temperature. So here you can see solid state can be converted into liquid state. Liquid state also can be converted into gaseous state by increasing temperature. Similarly, we can also convert gaseous state into liquid state or liquid state into solid state by decreasing the temperature. We have learned that substances around us change state from solid to liquid and from liquid to gas on increasing temperature. However, There are certain substances that change directly from solid state to gaseous state and vice versa without converting into liquid state, such as camphor, ammonium chloride, or naphthalene balls. These substances changes directly from solid state to gaseous state without converting into liquid state. This process of conversion of solid state directly into gaseous state is called sublimation. Now let us understand with the help of an activity. We have to take some camphor or ammonium chloride in china dish. Now, if you are taking camphor, you can crush it and put it in a china dish. Now, put an inverted funnel over the china dish. Put a cotton plug on the stem of the funnel. As shown in the image, you can see we have taken an inverted funnel which is placed over the china dish containing camphor or ammonium chloride salt, and we have kept cotton plug on the stem of the funnel. Now we have to heat it slowly and observe. What do you infer from the activity? So friends, as we will start heating the camphor by putting it in china dish and also putting an inverted funnel over it, you will find that camphor or ammonium chloride converts directly from solid to gaseous state. So on heating, you will notice vapors of ammonium chloride will rise in the funnel. Or if you take camphor, it will get deposited on the walls of funnel after some time. This means right now the vapors of camphor or ammonium chloride comes in contact with the surface of funnel and they get converted into solid form back. This process is known as deposition. As you can see, funnel has completely turned into white color, which shows the deposition of camphor on the walls of the funnel. So, this process is known as deposition. Hence, we can say a change of state directly from solid to gas without changing into liquid state is called sublimation, whereas the direct change of gas to solid without changing into liquid is called deposition. Effect of change of pressure. Friends, we have already learned that difference in various states of matter is due to the difference in the distance between the constituent particles. Now what will happen when we start putting pressure and compress a gas enclosed in a cylinder? Will the particles come closer? Of course, yes. It is because these particles have more intermolecular spaces compared to solids and liquids. Now, do you think that increasing or decreasing the pressure can change the state of matter? So let us understand this by observing these images. You can see we have taken a gas inside a jar, and right now the pressure on this gas is only 1 atmosphere. Since the pressure on the gas is low, we can see the particles are moving freely inside the jar and having more spaces. Now, as I increase the pressure to 2 atmosphere, you can see the volume of gas reduces and also the distances between the particles also reduces. Now, if I keep on increasing the pressure up to 4 atmosphere, then you can see the distance between the particle has been reduced and also the volume of the gas has reduced. So both temperature and pressure have some effect on gaseous state. Applying pressure and reducing temperature can liquefy gases. Have you ever heard about dry ice? See, dry ice is actually solid carbon dioxide. When carbon dioxide gas is subjected to high pressure and low temperature, it converts directly from gaseous state to solid state. This is known as dry ice. So you can see in this image, dry ice is comparatively different compared to the ice which is prepared from water. This is because the ice which is prepared from water is having some moisture, whereas dry ice is moistureless. It converts directly from solid state to gaseous state. That is, it is also a sublimable substance. Thus, we can say that pressure and temperature determine the state of a substance, whether it will be solid, liquid, or gas. You can see here, all the three states are interconvertible. Conversion of solid to liquid is called fusion, whereas conversion of liquid to solid is called solidification. Similarly, conversion of liquid state into gaseous state is called vaporization, whereas conversion of gaseous state into liquid state is called condensation. One of its example is cloud formation. Now, conversion of solid state directly into gaseous state is called sublimation, whereas conversion of gaseous state to solid state is called deposition. So this brings us to the end of third part of chapter number 1, Matter in Our Surroundings. Thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, we will discuss about evaporation. Please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel Vigyan Shala, and also press the bell icon for more notifications of new videos.